This is the Loxia 50mm f2 for the Sony E Mount full frame line. This is in the Sony A7 II camera. Paired together, great combination. Metal lens hood, metal construction on the lens, good connection. Really like the lens. Excellent optics, gives great images. But this review isn't necessarily about build quality because there's enough of those reviews out there. It is about, is this lens right for you? This lens is an electronic lens in the fact that it will transfer the EXIF data electronically from lens to the camera. So you'll know what aperture, and you'll also know what lens you use when you're going back through Lightroom. And that's a good thing. What it won't do is autofocus or set the aperture for you. You have to do that yourself. And it's easy. Aperture ring is just a standard aperture ring on a lens. You can move it back and forth. It shows up in the camera, so when you're looking through the viewfinder and you're at f2, down to f8, f4, and I'm back to f2. So you get the real life feedback. You also get the fact that you have to manual focus, and that can be tough wide open. Matter of fact, wide open, it's tough. We can change that to say 5.6, get something more realistic. I go for the focus magnifier over peaking because I don't feel like there's too much value in peaking unless you're wide open. And there you go. That's much easier to obtain focus. You're not going to be wanting to shoot the dog unless the dog's asleep or laying down, or the kids if they're running around or moving whatsoever. It's going to be difficult. There are people that can do it. I'm not one of them. So for you, you have to ask yourself, are you going to spend this kind of money on a lens for manual focus? Excellent lens. It's personal preference. Don't hesitate to buy the lens. Don't hesitate to think it doesn't put out excellent quality images. But think about autofocus. Sony has the 55 1.8 with autofocus that you can also manual focus. Good lens. I would highly recommend the Sony 55 1.8 if you don't want to manual focus. Because with this lens on your camera, every shot will be manually focused. And to me, that's kind of a letdown. I still go for that autofocus and then want to fine tune it. That's not how that works. And sometimes I'm just lazy and just want to focus in. And that's just not how it goes. So keep that in mind. It's a personal decision. I know it looks good on YouTube when people are using the manual focus lenses. I know when you're on the forums, people are using manual focus lenses. They talk about how great they are. And they are. But is it for you? If you're a new shooter, probably not. If you've been shooting back in the 70s and 80s, maybe. Maybe you've been spoiled. This lens costs almost as much as most lenses with AF built in. So again, personal preference.